Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our devotional for December the 11th. It comes from Psalm 23, 1 through 3, and it is written by Reverend Rachel L. Billups. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in right paths for his name's sake. It always happens. No matter how hard I try to plan or prepare for a restful Advent season, there's always a little bit of holiday hustle thrown into the mix. And with a crazy pandemic year under our belt, December 2020 was no exception. We were not 1 week into Advent when one of our campuses had to suspend in-room worship. With COVID cases on extreme rise, we suddenly found ourselves pivoting yet again to a new online location, a new method of connection. This also meant that one of the most meaningful experiences of the Advent season, Candle in the Night, had to change environments. I didn't want to change. Not again, particularly not this event, when the entirety of the gathering was centered around helping people remember a beloved family member or friend who had passed in the previous year. It seemed like a sick joke, a double whammy. Folks are isolated and alone, and the one gathering service you desperately need to attend for closure, for comfort, for community, was moved online. It left many frustrated and wanting. Our team did what we knew to do. We prayed and we pivoted. Prayed for God to make a way where there seemed to be no way. How could we be safe with the rise of COVID? How could this service and celebration be a source of hope for those who needed it the most? Keep it simple, was the Spirit's invitation we heard. Keep it simple and intimate. So, a handful of our team members, socially distanced and masked, began with prayer. And suddenly I heard those all too familiar words. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. It's a passage people typically choose to be spoken or sung at their beloved's funeral, so it's fitting that these words might capture our hearts, our minds, and our thoughts during the season. In moments where everything feels like hustle, as well as times when all around is lost, the Lord is my shepherd, guiding, directing, keeping our path straight. When an entire pandemic season has felt like loss, the hundreds of thousands who've died as a result of this mysterious virus, a country in political turmoil, one black body after another, shooting after shooting. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I fear no evil. But really, God? No fear? Fear feels like our currency these days, yet the psalmist David gives us a different picture, a different path. In the middle of death and desolation, we find streams of living water, healing oil, a banquet, not in some distant fairy tale land, but right in the middle of the mess. In the very presence of our enemies, those men and women we want to call out, to reject, to other. And so we lit our online candle in the night. Through the simple gifts of our team, meaningful music, heartfelt prayers, a word of hope, suddenly I realized that yes, even our deepest brokenness can heal. Our Facebook Live gathering reached more viewers than nearly any other service we offered throughout Advent. It wasn't polished, and it certainly wasn't perfect, but it was raw and real. A genuine digital space for healing. Perhaps, my friend, in the middle of your holiday hustle, you can and will discover surprising spaces of peace and healing. Perhaps you will hear the invitation to embrace for yourself, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.